I'm not. I'm just looking at it.
No, then I'm not tangled up anymore. I am going to.
So guys, I think this energy fault thing is my fault. A lot of them seem to be my fault recently.
Don, you can't blame everything.
Do I know what it is?
Did you? Okay, so
the
you
thing
like
right here?
use a spell, right? And it came?
Yeah, it's
Well, I
the
tried
same
to,
thing
yeah.
you've encountered
So
previously.
what kind of spell did you use?
But I wasn't with them.
It was an
just the
evocation
one
spell, which
above
we
the air.
already
I
know.
Yeah,
didn't
the
get to
same
examine
one.
it.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can roll.
Is it one of the runes that
Okay.
we figured are messed up?
22.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I've described it previously, but basically it's a ball of energy that rather than appearing to be magical, it's a lack of magic or a void of magic.
Can I also examine it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bless.
I push
26.
Pico in.
Pico comes out of a dragon.
As he gets his face right into it, I just push him.
Investigation or
Okay.
can I maybe do worse proficiency?
Whoops.
Good job. Pico's so dumb. Make it character. What do you want me to roll for it?
To examine that? Arcana check.
I'll take it.
As
My proficiencies are all in like martial fighting.
as Pico does this, do I notice that the plants are still
14.
You don't get any new information.
Oh.
If I had rolled a d4 with my check, would that have mattered?
No.
Oh.
Are the plants still diseased?
Salmonella.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's still a bunch of dead plants, especially where she was hovering around.
And so a lot of the farmlands and the crops are just dead, correct?
Yes.
I look over at everyone. I think I could really help with this. I know we need to get the Shin back, but I feel really obligated to help.
Before you do that, can we check around a little bit first?
Yeah, I want to examine the plants.
What do you guys want to check for?
Is there anything left from the
Yeah.
being over here? Or did it just like
just
dissipate?
dead plants.
So the weird creature thing that was making them
No,
all-
there's no any kind of. Yeah.
Okay. I don't care then.
Don, what do you want to check
I
for?
want to look at the
I
plants.
just want to see if there was if it left anything behind, any clues. Actually, I'm gonna grab one of the dead plants, the one closest to the thing that's right here that Biko smashed. And I want to toss it into the void.
I back up before she does that.
You want to toss one of the. Well, again, it's more like a pile of dead plants.
Yeah, I want to grab that pile and just kind of toss it into the void.
God, they're gonna come back as creatures.
Roll initiative.
Nothing happens.
See, nothing. Biko, you could go in this one.
Wait, didn't you guys told me last time that if you threw something that was not alive in, nothing happened. But it was when things that were alive went inside of it, they came back changed.
Well, yeah, but plants are kind of alive sometimes.
Are you insinuating that we kill Biko and then throw him in it?
No. I think she's saying we should throw Ted in there.
Ted's very much alive. And last time I threw a creature in there,
Yeah.
it didn't come out right.
Maybe it'll come out right this time.
No, we're not
Maybe
throwing
it'll come
Ted.
out
We are
covered in
not.
plants.
Wait,
If you can pick Ted up, you can throw him in there.
wait, hold on.
Can I roll a strength check to try to pick Ted up, including the cart?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
You can try
Am
and
I-
do that.
Oh, and I have bless.
A minute.
So, y'all originally thought it was like
22.
organic material, but I guess maybe it needs to be alive.
I mean, somehow you managed to lift them off the ground.
And dragging the cart.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like I should
gonna
roll
draw the
again.
line there. You take it a couple of steps and then.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Just hear Ted's
I know
just
it's D&D, but let's
disgruntled.
make it realistic. I put him down. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. It was a joke.
Ted snorts at you.
So this could be a stretch, but Biko, don't you have some like human specimens that we could? Don't you have some skin and things that might
Portal
still be
or the
alive?
energy slowly begins to dissipate.
It's
It's
gone.
like we're done with this.
That's the DM
He
saying
pulled out
I'm not dealing with this
tattoo.
anymore.
I was trying. I was
Pulled
trying
out
so
your,
hard.
Leroy tattoo, and he's like, oh.
Oh.
Are there any farmers that are walking out to see their crops or anything?
Sorry.
We didn't
You
do
see somebody in the distance working in another field. They
Okay.
haven't seemed to notice anything though.
Business.
Is this I look over at our Shin friend here. Is this normal?
Definitely not.
So this.
Ever since I've been captured by the orcs, it's been weirdness.
So you think the orcs did this?
I bet
I'd
it was
agree.
orcs. I bet it was
Orcs aren't necessarily adept at magic use, so
Right.
if they did have something to do with this, I doubt it was their design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I think we should just keep walking before anything else weird can happen.
Well, no, Bloom, I agree with you, but
Then why'd you say no?
you see that person working out in the distance over there? They work every day to feed their families.
Okay.
And they work hard to
Uh-huh.
bring good food to the table
Okay.
through these farms. And these farms are all dead now, and I could do something about it.
Is it still raining?
I know what a
Yes.
farm does.
Nice storm
Okay,
guidance just kind of get the
I
rain
know
to
you know,
go
but
onto the crop.
Oh,
I just can't
Sure.
let this...
Oh, you're gonna
Swarm
help
of
them.
crops.
I am.
Okay, go for it.
Francine,
It'll take me some time, though.
can you come here for a moment?
Okay.
I get out my healer's kit and I'm going to start using it on him. And with my healer's feet, he gets +7 on HP.
Alright, nice.
And,
Oh, and yeah, his wound's kind of closing. Oh, well, thank you.
I look at the group. Can, you guys go deliver the prince while I take care of this?
Are you going to use that spell that takes 8 hours?
Well, it might take 8 hours.
I don't know if it's a good idea to split up. Well, you know, I have a spell that can do the same thing. How much of this farmland in radius does this look like?
In radius,
The radius of the amount of...
it's not really it was more of around the path that the being was walking through. So in total, maybe the length of this is maybe like 200 feet.
Oh, about 8 hours worth.
Yeah, there's... I think I can help you out with that, and that should be a spell. I believe that's a spell that's safe to use, so, I mean... You can cast it, or I can cast it. I have the ability to do it as well.
If you both cast it.
Well, I mean, you
It
know,
might
I'm not
overwhelm
saying
too
that
much.
you can do it better than me, but if you can do it faster,
I mean, I don't know if it would be any faster than you. Can you help me find the center of all of the necromantic area here, though?
I could definitely try. And so, could I use a nature check to find that? Or?
Can I help?
Yes, but what are you trying to find here?
Find a spot where
Can I?
all of the
Yeah, I can fuck off.
the growth started dying, essentially,
Okay.
and where it spread.
I want the central point so that there's a radius of 100 feet around me that I can cover to assist in.
Oh,
'cause
the
I'm gonna cast
location,
Flank
the
Growth.
central location of it
Yeah,
all?
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
catch
you can
Flank
find that without a check, I think.
Which,
But-
you know, Darius could have done as well.
I'm gonna help you.
We're gonna get towards like kind of close to where the center is, and it's gonna be like, no, it's this way. No, 3 feet back.
You're gonna have to roll a d100 on this.
Is it?
It's transmutation.
I thought transmutation was safe. Oh, it's not. Okay. I guess I didn't notice that. So yeah.
At this point, Darius is going to conjure animals. It's the only safe spell.
Well, no, it's not.
No, it's
D100.
conjuration. That's not okay.
65.
Yeah, you're good. Choose a point within range. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown.
Hey, Biko, do you still
Creature
have vials?
going through-
Oh, I have some.
Do I what?
Oh wait. I'm
Do you
not
still
here.
have any
Hold on, let's see.
vials?
Oh, you used one last.
So this only affects plants that are alive, from what I'm understanding, and it kind of overgrows them and like makes them very thick.
I did what I did.
So yeah,
Are they glass or crystal?
I would assume glass.
What are you talking about?
The vials that I've been carrying around for a year and a half.
Glass.
Yeah, I assume they're glass.
Okay, never mind.
You have one of blue orc blood, right?
No, I have one with the magic plant. Or the whatever plant from the orc.
Right. Are you carrying it? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Hey, oh, the portal's gone. Okay.
Well, I guess we should get the prince back, and I'll think about it.
We're not far.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we
so you
need to get
continue
our,
on your way.
our
Yes.
shitty
Yeah.
friend back.
You need to get your cart, Biko.
Shin.
Oh, I'm connected to Ted. I'll get in the back.
All right, so you
It is-
guys.
It is raining, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm doing more of the storm guide to just kind of get the rain out of our faces as we're walking.
We should get a cover for the cart so I can read while it rains.
So spoiled.
So
So spoiled.
I imagine you huddled under
I'm
something.
educated. Thank you.
so
I
you
wish we had
guys
cameras.
continue on your way towards this Dora Cree, the capital, and the rest of the way is not super eventful. But as you start to near the city, you kind of begin to walk along the edge of the cliff side of the shoreline, and you notice just more of this weather beating the waves on the cliffside, and you enter the city.
Let's head to the palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zero, let's get you home.
Although I want to keep an eye out in case there's we see any building or any signs for the purple sage.
Yeah, the purple sages.
Well,
Purple
Zero-
vanguard.
Just so we know where they
Well,
are.
I mean, Zero, can you just tell us where the purple sage is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the northern part of the town.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
They have it's not a tower; it's just a building.
To the palace we go.
All right. So you escort the prince towards the towards the central palace, and the guards immediately recognize him and let you guys through. And pretty soon after that, you notice Orez walk towards you, and he notices that the prince is with you, and he says, "Well, seems like your mission was a success. Let's
We have no problem.
we should inform the king right away, or the emperor right away."
Safe.
Indeed.
We have no issues.
Well, we had some minor issues.
The prince isn't a minor. No, we're good.
Minor? Does he, like, get
I don't
orb
get
and
it.
stuff from different places?
So you are led into the palace and into the throne room, and as your congregation nears the throne, the king is sitting on the throne. He does not get up, but as the prince approaches, the prince bows to the emperor, and the king says, "It is good to see you back."
It's good to see you too.
He says, he pauses for a bit, and he says, "Of course, this would never have happened if you had not ventured out to try and negotiate with the orcs." And he says, "Had to pull a lot of strings, not very honorable strings. So from this point on, you will not venture outside of the palace without my permission." And the prince gets up from the kneeling position, and he says, "But shouldn't we?" And then he's broken off by the emperor, who gives a loud roar, and The prince stops talking
I'm sorry,
and
could
just
you
moves out of the way.
recreate the roar, please?
Huh?
Could you recreate the roar, please?
No.
It's pertinent to the story.
This one is definitely much bigger and much more
Mufasa.
For the sake of
elegant.
immersion.
Emperor, sir, if I may.
He's still looking at his son and slowly turns his head to you.
I don't know what caused this, but I just wanted to say your son was very noble and honorable in the intense battles, not even just a single battle, but multiple battles that we had. Not only did he help us slay near 100 orcs, but he also helped us fight void monster things and some weird plant creating monster. And he, without his leadership and help, those battles might have been very difficult.
Yeah, you got something ravaging your farmlands. You killed it.
Well, thank you for those words, but there's nothing honorable with somebody who tries to negotiate with the monsters that have violated our lands and killed our ancestors. And at this point, Zior again pipes up and he says, Father, the orcs are just trying to reclaim the land that their homeland that they've been kicked out of a long time ago. And at this point, there's another loud roar from the Emperor, and he says, "You will shut your mouth. This was all your fault." And he looks at you again, slowly shifts his gaze to you, Varys, and he says, "Now, what is this I hear about my land?"
Well, you I look at him, sir. You had a magical entity that was attacking your crops, which your son here valiantly helped kill, along with our help.
It was a team effort.
It was definitely
Luke says, mostly me.
it was definitely a team effort. But for the most part, we took care of it. Issue is, you did lose a lot of crops. And so I'm unsure of if you're aware of this magical attack upon your communities here.
And I did want to say, I don't know if you've noticed, but outside the palace, there's an immense storm of some sort. It's something along the size that is, I don't know if it's ever been seen in this area. Something bad is brewing, and I'm not sure what it is.
Takes a couple of minutes to think and process, and he turns back to one of the guards who are standing by the throne, and he says, Bring me Doxia. I do not know much about magic, but my advisor, she is very good with these matters. Let's see if maybe she will be able to shed some light.
Doxia?
Doxia.
Doxia?
Kaylin is going to curtsy, and then she is going to stand back up and say, Your Grace, if I may, your son has some insightful knowledge on, I think, some relevant issues and some relevant locations that you may want to see that we have found that seem to be affecting your kingdom as well as other areas of the globe right now. We have been investigating some of these different situations as we've been finding them, but I do believe that Prince Seor's ability to further investigate these could be to the benefit of your country.
I will discuss my son's whereabouts and dealings after we conclude here.
Specifically a creepy cave.
Drake, you're please help me with the
Mm-hmm.
getting it ready to show whenever Doxia shows up.
Yeah, at this point, the guard emerges from the back room, and with him, probably one of the more dressed Shen that you've seen, appears to be a female, emerges and she's kind of buttoning up her robe as she comes out, and she approaches the emperor and bows, and the emperor says, "Go ahead and please describe what you've seen to Doxia in as much detail as you can."
Did we do that?
And then when they're, I assume you would talk about the orb too in the tower.
And we do that.
Yeah.
Great roleplay. It's 100%.
I
As
mean,
the
do
listeners
you
see
want us
Varys'
to go?
charisma.
We just
Step
did the
by
same thing with the
step
king
and-
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Like
mean,
see
Varys was
here-
describing it previously, so I mean,
Well, there was a.
Ma'am, you missed a button.
oh,
Hey, Caitlin.
thank you.
So what basically happened was we saw
Had
this
a child.
floating being of magical type. She was destroying the crops, and as she destroyed the crops, she brought in a couple of monsters to fight on her side. That
Lights.
yeah, and they used plant abilities to constrict our party. But as you and I see,
Not me.
we destroyed that monster, but it's destroying your crops.
He also skipped a few steps.
Yeah, just a couple.
I thought I got it all.
You got all of what the last
There's
like
also
20
the
minutes.
orb.
So when
The
we
orb.
She looks very disoriented at this point.
sorry,
The,
when we
white
first
robe.
arrived
I am
at the
speaking
fort
clearly.
for the orcs, we came upon a guard tower, and we found there was this negative energy emanating from this tower, and we found it to be an orb, which seemed to be controlled or
It was like
floating from this plant. And I give her
it was
the
like covered in
vial
that
with
plant.
the plant.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
covered in that, and I smashed it with my trident, and it broke. But when it was there, we couldn't use magic.
Yeah.
It was actually hurting us.
Or
We tried
certain
it.
types of magic.
No, any magic.
No, I could use magic.
No,
I
but you
used
use certain types of
blink.
magic.
Okay, well, yeah, and then after that, because that was being controlled by the orc shaman person thing, and then after that, we went to the cave. Well, actually, before the cave, though, there was the big thing in the sky, like a big void thing that opened up, and a bunch of monsters came flying down and attacked us, and they looked really spiny and bony. And we killed those, and then
And
When
then
we
don't
got
forget,
to the camp, there
wait,
was
and then don't forget the lady.
yeah, there was also a lady in a white robe that kind of appeared, and she helped out. She made the ground grow up and stuff, and then there was a big magic capuche thing that happened from the York encampment, and then she disappeared. So I'm not sure who she is. And then we went to the encampment and got Zior, and then we went to the cave.
well, the orcs were also all
Now
missing.
wait, Donna, did you
in a
tell
hurry.
her about the goblins?
orcs?
That's the
No.
the goblins.
How far back are we going?
not that far, Varys. Thank you.
Okay.
Nurse your wrist.
Your Grace, this is the energy field that they've been mentioning is something I've been trying to describe to you in our previous conversation. These energy fields have been coming up in other kingdoms all over the continent, and we do have reports of them beyond as well. And it concerns me that they appear to be getting worse and bigger by what these reports and some other reports I'm hearing come about.
Does she recognize the plant that I gave her or anything about it?
Now, as for this plant, she kind of hovers her hand over it. She says, "This plant is, how to best describe it? It's a weed, but more magical. It thrives on the desecration of magic. It is not something we commonly see, as it does not normally grow in our world.
What world is it growing?
We do not know. All of these anomalies, all of these energy fields you've been talking about have been really surfacing recently, and they all began with the first disturbance that I mentioned to you weeks ago.
If I may, just through some trial and error, we kind of figured out which magics are being inhibited by these voids.
Lots of error.
There are certain magics that are being kind of inhibited. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but it seems like others seem to work all the time as of now.
Well,
I don't know if you...
all magic draws upon a source, and that is what we call schools of magic. But it is a source of magic within the weave that we draw this power from. So whatever is causing these anomalies to pop up is somehow result of this source being either depleted or destroyed.
And when the magic doesn't work, that's what causes the ball of energy to appear as well.
Well, that could just be an anomaly driven by the instability in the magical weave.
Do you have any...
By drawing something from something that's not there, it can fail in such a way to draw out this anomaly, but we still fully do not understand what this is. Now, to your point of these undead plants, or that is something that we haven't really had a mention of. I know that there's been reports from around New Reach area that a lot of plants and crops have been found destroyed or dead, and the crop yields have been much lower over there. That is something I think I'm hesitant to say related, but it's something that kind of been at a back mind of ours.
Now,
but if it's starting to affect our land, I suggest we do put some resources, Your Honor, to look into this issue as well.
So I don't know if you've found it out yet, but so far the stable, as you said, schools of magic, I think, the staple schools have been abjuration, enchantment, divination, and necromancy, but the unstable magics have, so far from our experimentation, trial and error, has been evocation, conjuration, illusion, and transmutation.
Something is affecting the sources of magic. I do not know.
Do you have any text on this weave, as you call it?
The weave?
Yeah. Any more? I have one book.
I have many in my library.
Do you have any I can have? I mean, I ask because we go from town to town and we see this everywhere. If I
can provide some text, yes.
Okay, great. I think it would be good so that way we can go everywhere.
What was the big event you were just saying? You know, you said that first event. What was y'all's first event?
Yes, it was the best. Again, this is quite unprecedented, but it happened twice. Once a few days ago, and the first time it occurred a couple of weeks ago, and it was just this wave of energy or magical blast that we felt, and then that's when all this stuff started being haywire.
Something we discussed earlier this morning before we found the crops and everything. Do you think this has anything to do with any of the runes? I know they've been. I think they've been missing since the.
Possibly,
singularity.
but I really haven't studied the runes, or I'm not as well studied on that subject.
So, as all of this has been happening, Caelan's been studying her to see if she has any ulterior motives, like if she's, is she genuinely curious about what we're saying, and does she seem like